Yeah, turn it all the way over. All right, and we're back.
Hello and welcome to the top 8 of the Star City Games 10K, day 2 of Legacy here in Richmond, Virginia. On the left of your screen, we've got Jeremy Tibbets piloting a Bant counterbalance top deck with Natural Order into 1 Progenitus. And on the right of your screen, we've got Zahzam playing a blue-green Merfolk deck, splashing green for Tarmogoyf. So it should be an interesting matchup, and Tariq gets it started with a turn 1 Aether Vial. Now I'm sure Jeremy's going to take a look at his hand, see if he can force of will that. It doesn't look like he's able to. But yeah, before the break, we went over the matchups of all of the matches, and we'll do that when we get a break in this game. But looks like that turn 1 Aether Vial is okay. Can you get them to turn their mics on? Turn 1 Misty Rainforest comes out for Jeremy. And looks like no turn 1 play for Jeremy. He's got Forest, Rocksworn Monk, Plains, Windswept Heath, that Misty Rainforest he just played. And just passes the turn with that Misty Rainforest. One of them's on. And Aether Vial gets a counter. Goes up to 1. And the Merfolk player, Tariq, plays a Wasteland and a turn 2 Standstill. That's got to be very good against an opponent who doesn't seem to have too much of an offense. But I believe I saw a Daze in Jeremy's hand, so it's presumed that he's going to go use his Misty Rainforest to go fetch up some sort of land. Probably not a non-basic. Yep, an island, in fear of that Wasteland. And then cast Daze, dazing that Standstill. If that Standstill were to be able to resolve this turn, it would not be good for Jeremy's chances this game. Again, thanks everybody for tuning in to the quarterfinals here at the Star City Games 10K in Richmond. I'm Ben SW, joined here by Rashad Miller. Rashad, do you want to say something?
Hi, how you doing?
And yeah, we're bringing you top 8 coverage. Thanks everybody for tuning in. I see quite a few viewers are out there.
Are you actually saying a life tool, or are you saying something else?
Look, Jeremy takes 1 from that crack of Misty Rainforest. And looks like Daze is going to get forced back by Tariq. So that turn 1 Standstill is going to live. And it's going to be difficult for Jeremy to come back here unless he wants to break that Standstill. Jeremy draws a Swords of Plowshares, adding to his hand of Tarmogoyf, a couple of lands, and a Rocksworn Monk. 2 Rocksworn Monks. So Jeremy plays the island that he had dazed the previous turn and passes the turn. Jeremy doesn't have a play until turn 2, and it will be interesting to see whether or not he casts the Tarmogoyf on turn 2. A counter is added to Aether Vial on Tariq's side, and Tariq will just pass the turn, fearing to threatening to put a 2-drop into play with Aether Vial.
Are we finally going to get to 2 mana over on Tibbets' side?
Yep, Tibbets just drew a counterbalance, so let's see what his plays are here. He could play the basic Forest, yeah, and try to cast Tarmogoyf.
Gotta bust through that Standstill somehow.
Yeah, just sitting there is not going to let you win that game with the active Aether Vial. Looks like he drew Force of Will, Curse Catcher, and a land on Tariq's side. 6 cards in Jeremy's hand. Unfortunately, no counterspells for him. So you've got to imagine that some sort of resistance is coming out. I think that Tariq can cast Daze here if he chooses to. But he's just going to let Tarmogoyf resolve. After Jeremy passes the turn, he's going to activate Aether Vial and play Lord of Atlantis. Lord of Atlantis making all of his other Merfolk unblockable and giving them a little boost.
Oh, I'm sorry. You see what I did there? You must not have seen what I did there.
He made some sort of pun.
I didn't. I was just exclaiming.
So they're counting how big Tarmogoyf is. There's a land, an instant, and an enchantment. So that makes it a 3/4. After the triggered Aether Vial, Tariq's going to maybe respond. Nope, he's just going to put it up to 3. Tariq draws another Standstill, and is going to activate Aether Vial here to play Merfolk Retreat. Pump up his Lord of Atlantis, and probably play another standstill here. Oh, sorry, the Curse Catcher. Trigger the Reedry, tap your Tarmogoyf, get in for 3 with my Lord of Atlantis.
And play land, then standstill? Looks like he wants to play that standstill.
Standstill's pretty good here. With the Daze and Force of Will in hand, it seems hard for Jeremy to really get anything going this game. Looking at these players' list, Jeremy is playing sort of a stock blue Bant counterbalance top deck, along with 3 Natural Order and 1 Progenitus to get a quicker kill. We talked to Colosso Fuentes during the Swiss rounds and did good decks live with him. He has a very similar deck. I think Colosso's deck differs because Jeremy has a couple more Kozali Pride Mages and 1 more Rock Swarm Monk. And also Jeremy has 2 Umezawa's GT in his main. So, the interesting thing, of course, about Tariq's deck that makes it different from the normal Merfolk decks is he's playing green, as you can see, with his Tropical Island. And he's doing that so he can play Tarmogoyf of his own. Tarmogoyf, although not a Merfolk, is quite a force to be reckoned with, and brings quite the beats.
He's an honorary Merfolk.
I mean, he's big enough to
He's
play
big,
with a Merfolk.
I mean, he's big enough to play with a Merfolk as like a ragdoll.
Sure. Progenitus is drawn for Jeremy, not the kind of card he would wish to draw.
That's what Brainstorm's for.
Looks like he's going to break the standstill with a Rock Swarm Monk, just allowing Tariq to basically Ancestral Recall both of these times. Now Tariq again has the option to counter it. I think now he might want to daze it. And that's what he's going to do. With no resistance in Jeremy's hand, just a counterbalance, a Rock Swarm Monk, a Progenitus, and a land. Nothing too good's coming out of him. Luckily, though, he's avoided that wasteland by getting 3 of the basics he needed. Tariq's going to keep the Aether Vial at 3 counters, and I didn't get a good look to see what he drew.